good morning, afternoon or evening, depending where you are, depending what time I decide to upload this. I am Mbema Reselling. Welcome to the channel. This is my first YouTube video ever, so please be a little bit kind. Still trying to figure out, and that's why you join me on this kind of futon-y couch thing that I've got, because I feel like it's the best place to do this. Obviously in future, as I upload more videos and I get used to it more, probably change your location, change your scenery. A little bit of background about me. We started selling on eBay about 3 or 4 months ago in lockdown. Did a bit of a sort out of the house, started selling on eBay. Really enjoyed it. Since then I've been picking up bits here and there, selling personal things mainly, but picking up bits here and there. Really loving it. Kind of been checking up on a lot of channels, reselling channels, George Ross, Andrew and Nick Hills, the reselling white boy, the vinegar jar, things like that. Figured I'd give it a go. It seems like a community that's really good. Like to be part of it, so I figured, you know, I'd show you a little couple of pickups. This is the start of my reselling journey really. Maybe one day I'll be full-time, but at the moment it's part-time. Not as much stock to source as other people, but anyway, figured I'd show you. So for those who are in the UK at the moment, you will know that the weather is absolutely boiling hot, way too hot. So today we've spent a lot of time at the beach, but this morning I had a little bit of a chance to go to a charity shop. So I got 2 things from a charity shop, and I managed to get 3 things for the first time ever. It's a day of first for me, first for YouTube, first for a bit of retail arbitrage. I managed to get 3 things from a shop, brand new. So I just figured I'd go through the things. There's only 5 in total. Go through the things, see what you thought. Especially on one of the items I could do with a little bit of help, because I don't know anything about it and I can't find any information really. So any of you out there who are a bit knowledgeable, if you could help me, that would be great. And as I said, please be kind. This is my first video. Not all videos are going to look like this probably, but I figured just something to show off would be great. So first item is a pair of Adidas trainers, Adidas Messi branded trainers actually. Show you there. So these are in pretty bad condition, to be honest. They are they've got a lot of scuffs on them, they've got a lot of paint loss on them, they have been well worn, used and abused. The tread surprisingly isn't too bad. So they're kind of like AstroTurf trainers, that kind of thing. They are designed to play football in. Yeah, they're not in the best condition. There's a little bit of inside wear. So these are a men's size 10. If I can get that tag out. Yeah, UK 10. I picked these up for 2 reasons really. One was they were £1. And 2, because I've never seen this kind of colour before. This multicoloured kind of look is really interesting. I've only ever seen them in block colours, so to see these, yeah, that was the reason I picked them up, to be honest. I've bought Adidas trainers before on a few occasions. They're quite good sellers, especially in a good men's size like 10. I've never picked them up in as bad condition as this, but I don't know if you can see there, there's quite a lot of mud on them. So hopefully they can scrub up a little bit nicer. Yeah, so as I was saying, sorry, that was there's quite a lot of mud on them. They are very well scuffed, but there's quite a lot of mud on them. I'm going to try and clean these up as best as I possibly can, make them look a little bit better than they already do, because there's not going to be, no one's going to want to buy them in this condition, so I'm going to have to try and make them a little bit better than that. There's not going to be much I'm going to be able to do about these real scuffs, but for £1 I'll try my best. Listings on these are all over the place, to be honest. There's a lot of auctions going on for about £2 or £3. Buy it nows tend to be about £10 or more. I can't find any that are quite this style with the multicolour, but I think I'm going to be aiming for about £10 with these, given the condition. Even if I can kind of make them look a little bit better, it's going to be £10 I think at most. So that's what I plan to get. £9.99 maybe with free postage probably. It's going to be about maybe £4 or £5 profit in there by the end, by all the fees and postage. So not great, but not too bad. Second item, this is the one that I'm going to need help on. So this is a DIY board game, do-it-yourself board game. I've never seen anything like this. This is Lagoon. So looking on the back, it seems to be some kind of American company, Houston, Texas. They do have a PO box in London, if that focuses. But this is, yeah, very interesting, very interesting. I don't know anything about this as a game at all. Never seen one like this. This is the reason I picked it up. I picked it up for £2. It's absolutely minty fresh inside. No one's ever used it. There's a whiteboard. There's 40 cards, 40 blank cards, 6 playing counters, and 2 whiteboard markers. The pens have never been used. I don't think the tops have even been off the pens. Everything is absolutely fine inside. So yeah, it's a really interesting one. The only reason I picked it up, I never had a chance to Google, to eBay either of these things in the charity shop. So these were based on gut instinct really. So I'm really glad I did pick this up, because I can't find much information on this whatsoever. So there are no current eBay listings, there are no completed eBay listings. I've given it a Google, and everywhere seems to suggest it's out of print or out of stock. Amazon UK and Amazon.com have placeholders for this, but it's currently out of stock on both. So I don't know. There was an Irish website, I think, boardgames.ie or something like that. I think that's the Irish extension on a website. That seems to suggest that this was completely out of print. Not sure. Yeah, really don't know. It's going to be interesting, because obviously it seems that my £2 may be safe. I always like it when there's not many listings, because you can kind of name your own price. But I don't know whether to aim really high with this, or whether it's just going to be a simple £15 kind of thing. I'm not sure. So if anyone's got any information, if you're from America, or you've had dealings with the Lagoon Group, or you've sold this one in particular yourself, that would be brilliant, because I have no idea. I'm fairly au fait with board games. I do like to pick them up. I've got a fair bit of knowledge on what is actually profitable and what's not, because there's a lot of duds out there. So because I'd never heard of this one, because I'd never seen this one, it stood out to me. And yeah, it seems to be a good pickup, but in a way that's going to be a lot more researched than maybe some things are. So yeah, if you've got any information on this at all, like I say, it's completely minty fresh inside. No one's ever used this. If you've got any information on that, that would be ideal. Please let me know in the comments. Okay, so the first of the RA. So I picked up 3 things in the shop. This is the first time I've ever done RA. This is the first time I've ever bought something brand new from a shop for full price. So the first thing I got was a Disney Infinity 3.0 Star Wars The Force Awakens playset. Now this was $2.99 I believe. So it's got Rey, it's got Finn, and it's got some kind of stormtroopery thing. The reason I picked this up is because Disney always sells well. Not particularly too knowledgeable about Disney Infinity. There seems to be a lot of stuff around Disney Infinity at the moment. This is the 3.0. I believe that this won't work with anyone other than the latest version of Disney Infinity, but I could be wrong on that. The Force Awakens is obviously a relatively new film as well, and yeah, Star Wars is a good brand, Disney is a good brand. I figured this could kind of be, you know, gaming's kind of shot up in lockdown. a lot of children at home now over the summer holidays, Disney Infinity, that kind of thing. I've looked on completeds on this. It tends to be about £8, £9, £10. So I'll obviously shoot for the higher thing. As you can see, this is how hot it's been in the car today. This has been in the car all day, and the glue was completely separated, so I just need to glue that back on. But it is completely new, never been used, so I just need to glue that back together. So you could say, yeah, £10 or so on the completed listings, which is definitely where I'll aim for. This is a real test for me. Gonna see how this goes. I've only picked up one of everything. I know the real money in RA is picking up quite a vast quantity of things and then selling them all for that small little profit, eventually making a big profit. But I just wanted to test the waters, really, so that was the first pickup. The second RA pickup is again Disney Infinity. This time it's the 2.0, so I believe that won't be compatible with whoever buys the 3.0 Star Wars set. So this was $1.99. The only reason I picked this up is, again, because I was looking out for kind of Disney things and that they seem to sell. This is where it suggests that it doesn't work with anything other than the 2.0, so it won't work with anything previous and it won't work with anything further. So I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I'm not really entirely too knowledgeable on Disney Infinity, so I'm not entirely sure when the various kind of iterations came out. The reason I picked up this one was because this was in a massive bundle, all for $1.99, but it was the only Aladdin. The only other characters were Time, which I'm not even sure what Disney film that's from, and there was another one I can't remember, but this was the only Aladdin, and I figured Aladdin's quite a popular character within Disney. It's a lot of people's favourite films, especially those born in the 90s. $1.99, figured I'd give it a go. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't have picked up any more than this one because it was only one. Completeds again, kind of in that £7, £8, £9, £10, £11 kind of that area. I think the most I've seen it go for is about £11, but that was with free postage. But I think that was a bit of a one-off, to be honest. £9 seems to be, £8 or £9 seems to be where this is at. But for $1.99, I'll probably offer it $9.99. Free postage. By the time I've posted it, by the time I've taken fees off, there's probably £3 or £4 again profit in there, similar to the Star Wars one maybe. I think this might make a little bit more money because I need to research it a little bit more on Aladdin. When you scan the barcode of these into eBay, it comes up with the whole set, so every character. So I've really need to research Aladdin specifically. But if I can get something, yeah, if I can get £9, £10 for it from $1.99, fantastic. But I'll obviously let you guys know exactly what these two things do sell for, whether it's worthwhile popping into. So Home Bargains was where I got all these three things from. So whether it's worth popping into Home Bargains and getting their Disney Infinity products is remains to be seen, but I will keep you updated with that. And finally, it is Wonder Woman, which is made by Schleich. I'm not entirely sure if I'm saying that right. There's a little bit of dust on the top of this one. That's obviously how long it's been in the shop. There's me, hello. So I've heard of Schleich as a maker of figures. Can't say for sure whether I remember them as being good or bad, but I definitely recognise the brand. Wonder Woman, the reason I picked this one up is Wonder Woman, recent film, well received kind of film in terms of it being a female lead, that kind of thing. I never actually saw it myself, so I can't say whether it's a very good film or not, but you know, it's quite good to have this more females in leads in Hollywood films, really, I think. That was another reason I bought it, and painted, which always adds a little bit of value to things. It obviously is from a collection, so whether this is a slightly rarer one, I don't think so, because obviously it was in Home Bargains and there were about 6 or 7 there. But whether it is something that people want, whether it's not, I don't know. Again, listings on this are kind of, none of these have been mind-blowing on the eBay listings, so all three of these may be worth hanging on to for a little bit longer. To be honest, the idea for RA I got from Jean-Luc, the reselling white boy on YouTube. Great channel, go and check him out. He'd picked up some Doctor Who things, which may have been from Home Bargains as well, I'm not entirely sure, but he picked up some Doctor Who figurines. I think he picked 6 or 7 up for £1.99, £2.99 maybe. So he started selling them now a few months after he's picked them up, for about £10 or £11, I think. Not massive profit again, but if you think that you're getting £5 profit per unit, and if you've got more than one unit, obviously you're into bigger profit, which again is kind of what RA is about. It's about picking up quite a lot of units, selling them, then getting that small profit, but getting it consistently. So that was the reason I went to Home Bargains to have a look, really, and that was the whole reason I decided to test the waters out, see what was going on. Yeah, again, and none of these are mind-blowing. None of them are going to make me massive amounts of money. Depending on value of them now, especially something like this may be worth holding on to and listing maybe closer to Christmas as a last minute Christmas present, that kind of thing, rather than trying to flip it immediately. The Disney Infinity things I think are better to be sold as soon as possible, because the way that Disney Infinity seems to be going is we'll be on 4.0 if we're not already, because again I don't know much, but if we're not on 4.0 already, then we probably will be soon. So as the Disney Infinity brand grows and carries on, obviously there's a slightly less demand for the previous products, whereas something like this, you know, if you've got a collector who wants to collect all the DC film figures, because there are more, obviously that's the previous 3, but this is 18, so there are 17 before this, stating the obvious, I know. This may end up being something that isn't really well received at the start, but then because people didn't really buy in big numbers, becomes more valuable as time goes on. I don't know. So again, I need to do a little bit more research on all these 3 things and make a decision based on that, but I definitely think, just going with my gut feeling now, Disney Infinity will be listed as soon as possible, and this, maybe put this off till Christmas, maybe put it off to even next year if I have to. It's not gaming related, so it's not like people are snapping up figures at a high rate at the moment. Gaming is obviously slightly different. Prices have gone up, demand's gone up, people are in the house more, and as we're seeing these local lockdowns, people are wanting game consoles and games and things like that. So games slightly different, but figures, so it may be worthwhile holding on to this for a little bit longer. If any of you out there have done a bit of RA on any of these Schleich, I don't know if I'm completely butchering that word, but Schleich figures, let me know please, and then just be interesting to get someone else's perspective on these. So really, yeah, that's totally it, to be honest. They're the 5 things I picked up. As I say, I didn't have a day of going around charity shops or anything like that. It was just one charity shop this morning, Home Bargains afterwards, a little bit of RA. Yeah, wasn't the most productive day, but we've had a couple of sales on eBay today, which I'll probably show in a different video, maybe a packing video or something like that. I know a lot of people do like the packing and picking videos. I need to find a system that isn't on a couch with just my hand in the frame, but at the moment I've only kind of got my phone camera to do this on, so if you'll bear with me until I can get a better setup, I'd be extremely grateful. For those who don't have me on Instagram already, I'm on there as Mabema Reselling. That's M-A-B-E-M-A Reselling. I follow quite a few people on there already, so the channels on YouTube, Nick and Andrea Hills, the Reselling White Boy, follow the Vinegar Jar, follow John Ross on there, George Ross. So yeah, so follow me on there, Mabema Reselling. I take pictures really of what I pick up. I'm big into Facebook Marketplace and Spock at the moment, so I'm getting kind of deals from there, which I show on there first, but I'm planning on starting making videos on them as well, which should be interesting, seeing how this one goes. And yeah, So thank you very much for the video. We're 20 minutes long now. I hope I haven't bored you too much, but take care of yourselves and happy hunting. Thank you.